The factory's performance has been worsening. Sorry, but... I understand. It was a cold winter. I, Suguru Inubosaki, was laid off from the sheet metal factory where I had worked for 2 years since high school. The severance pay was slightly enhanced. I was told a month ago that my severance pay would be a little higher. And now, 1 month later, at the age of 20, I had become a high school graduate and unemployed. Is it really just due to poor management? Or could it be because of my background? I kept thinking about these pointless things while being swayed in the packed train.
Please, stop!
I heard a whispering voice, and when I looked, I saw a man and a woman awkwardly pressed together. Hey, what the hell are you doing? Get off the train, now!
Thank you.
Wait, we were both consenting, so please let me go. I was taken aback by the groper's excuse and instinctively looked at the woman.
I didn't consent at all.
Her firm words didn't seem like a lie. Look, this is what you've been talking to, right? The post had details that matched the woman's description and included a picture that was clearly of her. It seems like it's a platform where people with that kind of interest can match up. Look, this! You're the one I've been talking to, right? There's a post that matches the woman's description, and there's even a photo that clearly shows who she is.
I don't know anything about this.
Oh, so you've been framed. Do you have any idea who might hold a grudge against you? The woman trembled even more as if something came to mind. See? Now you get it right. I was tricked too, so let me go. The one who posted this is at fault, but that doesn't mean you're blameless. Ultimately, the decision will be made by the courts, but you should at least be willing to answer some questions. After talking to the station staff, the groper was taken to the police. We were told it might be late for questioning, so we decided to go home for the day. The woman was visibly shaken, so I took her to a cafe to calm down. She seems to have calmed down a bit. What should I call you?
Oh, sorry. I'm Akane Masuda, a college student from the neighborhood. Thank you for earlier.
Akane Masuda, huh? I'm Suguru Inubosaki. Nice to meet you.
Inubosaki?
And that's a rare last name, right? Anyway, that thing earlier, that was definitely a crime, right? It seemed like she had an idea about it.
Actually, I'm being targeted by a stalker.
The next day, after the police questioning, I was with Akane at the station.
Sorry, Inubosaki-san. Thank you for coming all the way here for me.
It's fine. I'm just looking for a job, so it's no trouble. We've already reported the stalker to the police, but they said they can't do anything unless there's concrete harm. Also, even when I mentioned the groping board, they said it's unclear whether it's connected. So for now, I promised to ride the train with her.
At first it was small oddities, like things disappearing around me. Then I started getting silent phone calls and strange letters at home. And it started feeling like someone was following me, gradually escalating to a point where I couldn't ignore it.
And then yesterday happened. Akane nodded. Even with all this harm, the police could only patrol occasionally. Despite being scared, she still tried to attend university seriously.
I'm sorry for taking advantage of your kindness, Inubosaki-san.
Maeda-san sighed and hung her head slightly. It's not your fault, Maeda-san. Don't worry about it. This is just something we got ourselves into, so feel free to ask me if there's anything I can do. Although, honestly, I don't really know what I can do either. Hey, Maeda-chan. Good morning. Unexpectedly, a man spoke to Maeda.
Senior Miyashita? We're on the same train.
Who?
Oh, he's a senior from my club. Senior Miyashita, this is my friend Inubosaki-san.
Hey there. What's this? Maeda-chan's boyfriend? Miyashita looked me over, sizing me up.
No! He's just a friend I've been talking to about some things.
We only met yesterday. I made it clear to Maeda that I was just a friend, not wanting to affect her relationships with others. Before long, we reached the closest station to Maeda's university. Well then, I've got a first period class to get to, so I'll hurry on.
Huh? But the first period started more than 15 minutes ago. Doesn't that mean you're already late?
It's fine, it's fine. The professor doesn't take attendance. With that, Miyashita laughed and hurried off. What a lively senior. Well then, Maeda-san, get in touch when your classes are over. Let's meet here.
Okay, I'm sorry. Thank you so much.
On another day. Today, the train wasn't as crowded since we were riding after the midday classes.
I'm sorry for bothering you so much, Inobosaki-san. I've been a nuisance to your job search.
It's fine, really. I found a part-time night shift job for now.
Night shifts? Is it because of me?
Well, yeah, sort of. The hours are flexible, so it works out. But it was an urgent hiring need, and the job fit well, so it's just lucky.
Why are you doing all this for me?
I don't know. I just couldn't leave you alone. I hope I wasn't a nuisance.
No, I'm really happy.
She smiled brightly again.
But I feel bad just receiving, so I'll treat you to some sweets next time.
I'm looking forward to it. What an amazing cream! I've never seen pancakes like this before.
I'll treat you today as a thank you for everything. Please eat as much as you want. You can have seconds too.
I don't think I can have seconds. But this is really good. Thanks.
I could probably have 3 servings.
Really?
By the way, I know this might be a bit late to ask, but Suguru, do you have a girlfriend? If you do, I feel bad taking so much of your time. If you have one, I should meet her and explain things. Apologize.
Oh, nah, it's fine. I don't have anyone.
Really? That's a relief. No, never mind.
On the way home, we were casually walking around the streets.
There haven't been any issues on the train either, so I think I can manage riding alone soon. Thanks again for sticking with me.
Is everything okay with you?
Things have been quiet on my side as well. Maybe the stalker gave up because you've been nearby.
Well, if something happens again, just feel free to talk to me.
Thank you so much. And if it's okay, I'd like to ask something.
Akane hesitates for a moment, but then, with determination, she says,
Will you be my boyfriend?
First, I was shocked. Then, a feeling of happiness naturally welled up. But then, another emotion starts to well up, holding me back. It's something about my past. I'm happy, but sorry. I think it's better if you don't. I hesitate. After a brief pause, I said, My father is a murderer. There's a beat of silence after I speak. Then, trying to cover it up. Sorry, I've kept quiet for so long. But it's the truth. The other day, that might have been the reason I was laid off.
Suguru,
Anyway, I'm sorry. But we're still friends, and if you ever need help, feel free to reach out. I interrupted Akane before she could say anything more. If you want, just give me a call sometime. Thanks for today. See ya. I left the scene quickly, almost running away. After that, I didn't get a call from Akane for a while. But that was to be expected, considering I told her about my background. I feel bad for what I did to her. My father was a doctor, but he intentionally killed one of his patients. Now, he's serving time. He had prepared money for my college tuition, but I couldn't accept him for what he did. So, I left home and started working right after high school. You look down. Did you have a breakup or something? Huh? I was asked unexpectedly while resting in the security room, and I was caught off guard. Oh? Did I hit the nail on the head? No, it's not like that. Well, when you're young, you go through a lot. So, worry about it, young man. So, what kind of girl is she? Cute? Beautiful? My senior, either bored or in a late-night mood, presses on without listening to what I have to say. It's not a breakup or anything, but my friend's being harassed by a stalker. That's no good at all. In that case, you've got to protect her. Yeah, but I rejected her confession. Because of that, we stopped talking. It's just, I don't know how to reach out anymore. Why did you reject her? Was she not your type? Or is there someone else you like? No, I just felt like I wasn't good enough for her. Your self-esteem's pretty low, huh? When you're young, it's better to be a little arrogant, you know? Also, considering the situation, it's not good to leave her alone, is it? My senior's advice made sense, but... Alright, I'll go do a routine patrol. I hurriedly left the security room and began my patrol through the shopping center, holding a flashlight. The place was quiet, and only my footsteps echoed in the silence. It almost felt like someone was following me. I stopped and shone the flashlight behind me. A quick shadow passed, heightening my anxiety. Even though I knew it was just my imagination, I felt uneasy. How much fear was Akane feeling? I can't just leave her. With that thought in mind, I continued on my usual patrol route. The next day, I came to Akane's closest station. It was already dark, but since it was near the station, there was still a fair amount of people. I knew Akane's class schedule because we had been together earlier. She should have had lectures until the end today, so it should be about time. This feels like I'm the one following her now, I thought to myself as I watched the crowd for about 10 minutes. I'm glad she's okay. What should I do? Should I say something or not? Just as I was feeling relieved, I was lost in thought. Akane stopped to buy something, and a man stood right behind her. He was wearing a hoodie with the hood pulled down. As Akane started moving, he began walking too. That guy, isn't he following Akane? No way, it must be just a coincidence. But I was getting more concerned, so I decided to follow them, keeping a safe distance. It's a busy street, so maybe it's just a coincidence we're all heading the same way. But the timing of when they stopped or started walking matched too well. Could it really just be a coincidence? I swallowed hard and held my breath to avoid being noticed. I observed them for a while and became certain. The man was definitely following Akane. Also, Akane kept glancing over her shoulder from time to time. It seemed she realized she was being followed. I'm sure of it. Should I jump out from behind and catch him? No, the evidence isn't enough to turn him over to the police. If he insists it's just a coincidence, that's the end of it. I need something more conclusive. I continued tailing them. Soon, we walked further into a quiet residential area. The street was dimly lit, with only a few streetlights. Akane must be feeling really uneasy being followed on a street like this. As I followed them, I typed a message on my phone to update the situation. There is a suspicious person behind Akane right now. I'm trailing behind him. I'll catch him when I find decisive proof, so don't worry. I hope this helps ease her anxiety. The sound of a message notification rings through the quiet night, and the man freezes, halting his steps. Akane also stops and turns around abruptly.
There you are, stalker! I'm not running anymore! Come out now!
Huh? Akane, what are you? I was startled, but as the man moved, I rushed to close the distance. The man, hesitating for a moment, stepped forward and faced Akane. After a brief pause, the man reached for Akane. Stop! I caught up and swatted the man's hand away. He jumped back, surprised. The man gritted his teeth, then quickly turned to flee. I won't let you escape. Let me go. I held the man in a lock from behind. The man struggled and tried to escape, and in the process, his hood fell off, revealing his face.
Wait! Miyashita-senpai? What are you doing?
It turned out that the man was none other than Miyashita, Akane's senior from the club. Damn, it's you again. You've been trying to ruin my plan to get closer to Akane on the train, and now this. The suspicious board from earlier. It turned out Miyashita was the one who posted Akane's information on it. Such selfish reasons. He struggles and breaks free from my grip. You think you're a prince? I know who you are, the son of the murder doctor, right? I figured it out from your name. So what? You and Akane don't match at all. Akane's mother, Natsuki Masuda, was the victim of that murder doctor. What? Miyashita's words hit like a hammer, shocking me. I guess you didn't know. What a twisted coincidence. There is no way Akane could be happy with someone like you around. Forget about someone like this, Akane.
No, I knew. When I first met Suguru, I had a feeling because of his name, so I looked it up. But my feelings have nothing to do with that.
What do you mean? After your parent was murdered?
But Suguru, the son, has nothing to do with it. Besides, there's no way I'd ever like a stalker. I hate Miyashita-senpai. I don't ever want to see his face again.
What's so good about the son of a murderer? He said it bitterly, but my intimidating glare made him back off. Wait, I'll turn you over to the police.
You don't need to chase him. Now that we know it's Miyashita-senpai, that's enough. We have proof of the silent phone calls and letters, and with this, we should be able to make an accusation.
We watch as Miyashita disappears into the darkness. We decided to calm down by heading to a nearby family restaurant. I can't believe your mom was a victim of my father.
Please don't say victim. The media unfairly sensationalized the idea of a doctor killing a patient. But for my mom, that was actually a relief.
At the time, the media was largely critical of my father. Neither he nor my mother ever fought back against the accusations. They accepted the criticism silently. That's why I've always seen my father's actions as evil and couldn't accept them.
Suguru, do you know about my mom?
No. I only know that my father abandoned his duty as a doctor and illegally euthanized her.
Yes. My mom had ALS.
ALS, which is amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, I think.
Her body started to fail at a young age, and she suffered from pain that even morphine couldn't alleviate. My mom had lost hope in life.
But my father didn't follow the proper procedures.
It was still for her sake. There was a way that didn't involve any crime, but it required time for observations and diagnosis from multiple doctors. That meant more time for my mom to suffer. So my father took a gamble and gave her a swift death.
A gamble?
He risked being charged with a crime to give her quick relief. As a result, my father was convicted for not following the correct procedures. He even tried to get a reduced sentence, but it was no use. He was sentenced to 5 years in prison for assisted suicide.
Akane is looking down sadly.
I'm sorry. Because of what happened with my mom and us, I ended up ruining your family's life.
My parents never said a word about it.
Whatever was said afterward wouldn't change the fact that he was found guilty. I guess that's why. That's why please don't call us victims. In fact, Suguru's father is our benefactor. Also, even if what Dr. Inobosaki did was wrong for us, that doesn't make you, his son, a criminal. You're not Dr. Inobosaki. You're Suguru Inobosaki, a kind person who reaches out to strangers.
My eyes grew warm with emotion. I guess this was the reassurance I had been seeking all along.
Thank you, Suguru. Because of you, I was saved.
A cold tear trickled down my cheek. It felt like, for the first time in a long time, someone had truly seen me. Later, thanks to Akane's report, Miyashita received a restraining order. Furthermore, his actions were revealed at the university, and he was expelled. On the other hand, I visited my father for the first time in 3 years since his conviction. Dad, you helped a person, didn't you? It wasn't something noble. I was just a murderer. Nothing more, nothing less. I'm sorry I made you suffer. No, I finally understood. I'm going back home. And I'm going to use the university funds you set aside for me. I want to go to college. I may have taken a long detour, but I'll become a great person, just like you. Thank you. Tears welled up in my father's eyes. I'll be waiting for you to finish your sentence and come home. After the visit, I reunited with Akane, who had been waiting outside the prison.
How is your father? Is he doing well?
Yeah, he seems fine. Also, I was able to reconcile with him. Thanks for everything you taught me.
I'm just glad to have been of help.
Akane smiled kindly. There was still something I hadn't done, though. Now, it was my turn to confess. I rejected you that day, but I like you. Please go out with me.
Huh? Is it okay for someone like me? I know I'm the one confessing, but I felt like I've burdened you too. I've been feeling guilty about it, wondering if I was too bold.
That's not true. I was wrong. It was my fault for not trying to understand my father. But more than anything, the misunderstanding has been cleared up. I've decided that I'll be proud of my father. Not following the law is wrong, but that doesn't necessarily make someone who broke the law a bad person. This time, my father committed a crime to fulfill his patient's wishes as quickly as possible. He became a criminal to save a life.
I'm glad. So let's start again. Please, let's be together.
For those of us who live under the law is absolute. But when breaking the law is the only way to save someone's life, what should we do? Should we follow the law and let a life slip away? Or should we break the law and save a life? What do you think? I have a fever. I'm sorry. Even though you invited me.
No, if you're not feeling well, it can't be helped. Please take care of yourself.
Even if you had a fever, you should have dragged yourself there, you useless idiot. You're fired. Would you like to use this? I'm Fumito Sugishita, 26 years old. I work in the sales department of Fan Gardening, a company that manufactures gardening supplies. Today, I was invited by my best friend from high school to go to a bar. That's when I noticed a woman sitting next to me looked like she was about to cry.
Thank you very much. Then I'll take you up on your offer.
I handed her a pocket tissue, thinking that would be the end of our interaction. But...
Please, I really want to talk to you again, Sugishita.
Huh? Before I knew it, this woman started telling me her worries, and the next thing I knew, she was asking me out on a date. I had no idea what was happening, and while I stood there in shock... What's this? I go to the bathroom for a second, and now things have gotten interesting. Nobunaga, what should I do? My best friend, Nobunaga Kuto, had come back, and I immediately turned to him for help. Huh? That's for you to decide. Personally, I think going on one date wouldn't hurt. But... Come on, aren't you usually the type to go along with invitations? When did you get so hesitant? But she's an heiress! There is no way someone like me is a good match for her! Right, this woman, Hitomi Momose, is apparently the daughter of the CEO of Pesh, a major home improvement store. I've always been a gloomy guy with no hobbies outside of indoor gardening, so the idea of dating someone like her made me hesitate. By the way, since Fumito was in the gardening club in high school, wouldn't a date spot related to plants be good? Wait, Nobunaga?
Then how about we rent out a botanical garden and have a private date for just the two of you?
That's... at least let's do something normal.
Then, does that mean you'll go on a date with me?
Ugh, cute. Like Nobunaga said, I'm not the type to actively make plans myself, but I rarely turn down invitations. So, when Hitomi looked at me with such expectant eyes, I naturally found myself nodding. Alright, can we go to a botanical garden I like? And so, I ended up going on a date with Hitomi, but... Hey, I heard about it, Sugishita. You're going on a date with the daughter of a major home improvement company, huh? Apparently, the president of fan gardening, Naine Sensu, saw what happened at the bar. He's the nephew of the previous president. When the previous president suddenly passed away a few months ago, Naine somehow took over the company. It seems there were still unresolved inheritance issues, and to make matters worse, this new president has serious personality problems. A gloomy guy like you, how the hell did you manage to win over a rich girl like that? It just happened while I was listening to her problems, that's all. Heh, whatever. I don't know what kind of hobby she has, but it looks like she took a liking to you. Then use this chance to suck up to her and get her products into that home improvement store. Wait, I can't mix my personal life with work like that. Oh, are you defying me? I'm the one who's keeping a gloomy guy like you employed. You're probably useless in sales anyway, right? Then at least contribute to my company in whatever way you can. Huh, but it's not like he'll know what we talked about during the date. I can just brush it off. If I avoid discussing work, I should be able to get through this somehow. That's what I thought, but the following week... I have a fever. I'm sorry. Even though you invited me.
No, if you're not feeling well, it can't be helped. Please take care of yourself.
On the day of our date, I came down with a high fever and ended up bedridden. Naturally, our date was cancelled, but... You canceled the date? What the hell are you doing? When I was pressed for answers, I honestly explained what happened. That only made Naine even angrier. Even if you had a fever, you should have dragged yourself there, you useless idiot. You're fired. Is that so? Thank you for everything. I did feel attached to my coworkers, who treated both Fan Gardening's products and a gloomy guy like me with respect, but I had no reason to stay under this president. So while thinking about my next job, I walked away from the company.
Still, I never expected to work with you again, Sugishita.
A few months later, I found myself face to face with Hitomi in a Pesh conference room. I had joined Honest Gardening, another gardening supply company, and they happened to be a supplier for Pesh. I didn't expect you to be the person in charge either. I look forward to working with you. By the way, I never told her why I left my previous job. If she found out, she would probably feel guilty for inviting me on that date.
Sugishita, your knowledge is impressive. Your proposals, backed by thorough market research, are amazing. I'm really glad you're the one handling this.
No, it's just that I love this field. I was in the gardening club in high school, so I've been familiar with it for a long time.
That dedication and the way you put your heart into what you love is truly wonderful.
As I looked back at her smile, I suddenly remember the first time we met.
Actually, I often get caught up in trouble.
Back then, I was just a gloomy guy with no real advice to give outside of gardening. Yet, somehow, we had gone on multiple dates since then, and her attitude toward me hadn't changed. I don't mean to sound rude, but Did we meet before that night at the bar?
No, I think that was our first meeting. If I had talked to someone as wonderful as you before, I'd definitely remember.
Hearing her say that so confidently made me feel awkward. So it really was just that night at the bar that made her interested in me. I had no other clues, and the mystery only deepened. That's obvious, man. It's 'cause you're a good guy. A few days later, I consulted Nobunaga, and he looked at me like I had just asked the dumbest question in the world. Think about it. Back in high school, you were the only one who didn't judge me. You've got guts that normal guys don't. Huh, but to me, it always seemed weird that people were afraid of or mad at you. Nobunaga was a short-tempered delinquent who didn't fit in at school. When he felt out of place, he would sometimes retreat to the empty flower beds and talk to me while I was gardening. Another fight? Not my fault. They threw the first punch. All I did was tell them to stop messing with a stray cat. Oh, then for that cat, you must be a hero. You're the only one who said such embarrassing things to me. Really? But when I hear your stories, it makes me think you have a strong sense of justice. You actually believe what I say? Yeah. I've never seen you start a fight yourself, so I have no reason to doubt you. I only believe in what I've seen and heard with my own eyes and ears. I see. Thanks, Sugishita. Back then, I was constantly misunderstood by those around me. I gave up on a lot of things and even ran away from my own life. But because you believed in me, I started to think that maybe I could face myself. The reason I can live properly now is all thanks to you, Fumito. Thinking back, I realized my way of life is pretty optimistic. But if it helped Nobunaga, then maybe I can take a little pride in how I think. Well, not fitting into school doesn't mean you're a failure as a person. Just like how not all plants grow the same way with just water and fertilizer, people also need different approaches to thrive. That's why I believed there was a way for you to find a place where you belong. But in the end, you're the one who figured that out. I just listened. I didn't really do much. Your only flaw is your low self-esteem. Right now, I feel like debating just how great you actually are, but instead, that bastard Sensu. Who the hell does he think he is, calling you useless? He was the real deadweight in the company. Wait, calm down, Nobunaga. Maybe I should drag him out and hang him in front of the company building. And then, I'll slap a paper crown on his head just for fun. Stop! This isn't some medieval battle for the throne! You'll get arrested! It's fine. You've already helped me plenty, Nobunaga. As I struggled to stop him from going on a rampage, I slightly regretted bringing up my wrongful termination. Well, if you say so, I won't push it. But if anything happens, come to me. Yeah, thanks, Nobunaga. A month later, I visited Pesh again, but something seemed off about Momose. Please take care of yourself.
Thank you. Actually, I've been a little sleep-deprived lately.
I thought so. Then let's keep today's meeting brief.
No, my time with you is valuable, Sugishita. Just talking with you will help recharge my energy.
A few weeks later, I can't believe that bastard's company actually went under. News of Fan Gardening's bankruptcy reached us. I figured it would happen eventually, but I didn't think it would be this fast. After work, Nobunaga and I were talking about it as we walked home together. Found you, Sugishita. What are you doing here? He had been waiting for me near my house. This is your fault, if it weren't for you. Please stop. If you really think about it, this was your own doing. Shut up. A gloomy loser like you has no right to talk back to me. Oh my. If you continue insulting my best friend, I won't stay quiet. Damn it. If you hadn't sued me for wrongful termination. You even got yourself a damn lawyer. That's right. Nobunaga became a lawyer, and I consulted him about my wrongful termination right after I left the company. Apparently, I had inspired him to become a lawyer by calling him justice-minded back in the day. We merely exercised your rightful claim for damages. I heard that by the time you fired Sugishita, your company was already struggling. After I was fired, word spread, and other employees started quitting one after another.
Do you even realize how much Sugishita contributed to this company? No one wants to work under someone who would throw him out over such petty reasons.
They tried hiring replacements, but they couldn't train them fast enough, and the company's performance plummeted. Still, if you hadn't sued, I could have turned things around. Because of you, rumors spread in the industry, and more contracts got cancelled. Well, that's hardly surprising. Forcing employees to seduce clients to secure deals, then firing them if they refused? At least now you understand how your actions are perceived objectively. Are we done here? If so, we'll be going.
Wait!
Pardon me, you got too close, so my old instinct slipped out. Is there anything else you need?
No,
Under Nobunaga's piercing gaze, Sensu fell silent. Then, suddenly, he collapsed to the ground and pressed his forehead to the pavement.
Sugishita, I sincerely apologize for everything I've done. I have no job now, and if this continues, I won't be able to pay off my debts. So please, can you help me get hired at Honest Gardening?
That's... Even if you bow your head, I can't help you. I don't have that kind of authority.
Can't you do something? My uncle gave you a job despite you being practically useless. Shouldn't you repay that debt by helping me now?
If that's how you think, then I really have nothing to say to you. After all this, why does he think I would help him? As I sighed and prepared to leave with Nobunaga...
Oh my, Sensu! What are you doing here?
How are you here?
Under the moonlight, Momose arrived with an air of composure, making Sensu freeze in terror.
Obviously, I rushed over because I was worried about Sugishita. I knew your hostility would turn towards him eventually.
A few weeks ago, Momose warned me. And after consulting Nobunaga, he started accompanying me to and from work.
Sugishita has been assigned the Momose family security detail, so everything you just did was completely monitored.
Wait, I never heard about this, Momose.
Of course not. I kept it a secret from you too. You know the saying, deceive your allies first to fool your enemies.
That doesn't seem quite right.
Well, enough joking around. Sensu, I already warned you, didn't I? If you so much as approached Sugishita, I wouldn't let it slide. And yet, what exactly is this situation supposed to be? I thought I had thoroughly disciplined you for your previous stalking behavior, but it seems you still haven't learned your lesson.
Turns out, Momose had been losing sleep because she had been dealing with Sensu. Apparently, when Fan Gardening's business started declining, Sensu persistently pursued her.
Don't you think I'm far more attractive than someone like Sugishita? Why don't we go on a date together?
He had no genuine interest in her. He just wanted to use her connection to Pesh. But as word of his shallow scheme spread throughout the industry, Momose also learned how I had been forced out of my job. As a result, his company's decline became irreversible.
Your plan to get our store to stock your products without making any effort to improve them was absurd enough. But claiming you're more attractive than Sugishita? That was beyond ridiculous. You don't even know what I love about him, do you? So how could you possibly assume you're better than him? It's honestly baffling. Sugishita saved me that day.
Because of her family background, she's always been surrounded by people trying to win her favor. It made it hard for her to trust in genuine friendships or love, and she struggled with that for a long time.
On top of that, men I didn't even like would constantly fawn over me, while women resented me behind my back. Whenever I talked about these struggles, people would dismiss them as a spoiled rich girl's problems. Yes, I know I've been fortunate. I know there are people who suffer more than I do. That's why I kept wondering if I even had the right to be troubled by something like this. But then...
That's not true. Only you can understand your own pain. It's absurd to let others decide how much you should suffer. You need to face your own pain instead of looking away. If you don't, one day, it will completely break you.
That day, when I first met Sugashita, his words made me realize how much I had been wearing myself down without noticing. He didn't care about my status. He simply acknowledged my pain with kindness. That's why I fell in love with him. From the start, you only approached me for personal gain, knowing I was the president's daughter. You never had a chance. You dismissed a talented employee like Sugashita as useless, proving you have no business acumen whatsoever. And instead of taking responsibility for your failures, you tried to blame him? That's nothing but pathetic resentment. Your downfall is entirely your own doing. Until you accept that, your life will never improve. Then again, considering how you completely ignored my last warning and came here anyway, I wouldn't be surprised if you keep spiraling downhill from here.
No! What more do you want from me?
Well, that's up to you. But if you'd like, I can personally ensure your downfall.
No, not at all!
Since then, he has been drowning in debt and barely scraping by.
No money! No food! Someone, please help me!
Maybe some unseen force is working against him, but he hasn't been able to land a decent job. He's stuck living day to day, just trying to survive. He learned the hard way. Some people should never be crossed.
Now that I've told you my true feelings, what do you think, Sugashita?
That day, after our encounter with Sensu, Momose hesitantly asked me that question.
I've tried to become someone worthy of standing beside you. But since you rarely share your struggles, I always feel like I can't quite catch up to you.
No, I should apologize. I've always been optimistic, so I don't intend to dwell on my worries. But after everything that happened, I realized how much you cared about me. Knowing that made me happy, and at the same time, I realized that I love you. I might not be someone truly worthy of your position, but I'll keep working hard, both professionally and personally, so that one day I can proudly stand beside you. Hitomi Momose, will you go out with me?
Yes! I'll do my best to grow into someone who can fully support you.
You can't judge people based on appearances or titles alone. Happiness and suffering, only the person living it can truly understand them.
Oh, Sugashita, look at these flowers. They're beautiful.
Ah, those are azaleas. Their flower meaning is... Even if we can't fully understand someone's pain, we can still help them. With the right mindset, this world can become a happier place for everyone.